Pittsburgh Steelers are making a quarterback change. They're changing from Justin Fields, who has them playing some very winning football, I would say right now, to Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is back um, to Russell Wilson is back to now being the starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and it's a conversation to be had, Daniel. People are wondering if if they made the right move, if they made the right move in terms of making Russell Wilson the new starter for the Pittsburgh Steelers, or if this is a bad move because it feels like the Pittsburgh Steelers are winning a lot of games under Justin Fields, even though it's probably not up to the standard that Mike Tomlin would had hoped. So I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are.
Yeah, I think that it is a situation where I don't think the move to go to Russell Wilson is a bad thing, Malik. I think it is a good thing. I think the timing is bad. And that's what my standpoint is, hey, I think that Russell Wilson is and potentially could be a better quarterback than Justin Fields. I think that he could fit the system better. The fact that you're 4-2, though, and the fact that your team is coming off a game where you just dominated the Las Vegas Raiders, I would personally wait and see. I would just ride this out. And I think that's kind of the concerning part for me is, hey, what is the world where you succeed with, Russell Wilson, or you succeed with Justin Fields after this? And I don't really see a world where you succeed with Justin Fields after this. And the reason why I say that is, how is it going to get better than what it is now?
Mm-hmm.
Him being confident, him in this rhythm, what you're going to expect Russell Wilson come in, and then if Russell shits the bed, you're going to say, hey, let's go right back to Justin Fields. I think that that's a piss poor way to look at it. The only way that this works out is if Russell Wilson is a much, much, much better quarterback than Justin Fields. And that's the only way I see this working out. And I think there is a world where that's a possibility, because I did see some things from Justin Fields where, he's still not the most consistent quarterback. And there's a world where Russell Wilson does give you a better chance. The way I look at it, though, Malik, and this is something where straight from the offensive coordinator's mouth, he was discussing what is the talent of this offense? What is the peak of this offense? He says Russell Wilson gives us, or Justin Fields gives us things that Russell Wilson doesn't. His legs are the X factor. So with Russell Wilson, I think Mike Tomlin is banking on the leadership. He is banking on the experience. And that's what concerns me, because we've seen Russell Wilson, and I truly don't think, Malik, that this team is a Super Bowl caliber team. I think that this team is a fine team. I think they are a good team. I think they're a team that can get into the playoffs. But if I were in Mike Tomlin's shoes, and maybe this is why I'm not in Mike Tomlin's shoes, but I would have just rode out with Justin Fields, at least until you see a serious sign of, holy shit, Justin's looking terrible. Justin, that is not, good quarterback play. And I think that's what concerns me about Mike Tomlin. What he's saying is, hey, he wants excellence. And Justin Fields, he believes Justin Fields was not excellent. Even Justin Fields said, I could have played better. We should have been 5-1.
I mean, I don't think I played, good enough. If I'm being real with you. If I'm being real with myself, I think if I did play well enough, I don't think there would be any sort of playing. We got a few wins. Of course, I'm glad about that, but there's areas that I could be better at, and I'm just gonna continue to work on those and continue to get better.
And I'm just not quite sure that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going about this the right way. And the reason why I say that also, Malik, is I think Russell Wilson's a very good quarterback. I think he's fine. But do I like the situation around him enough to say he is going to play at an elite level? I don't. I think they have fine weapons. George Pickens is fine. Najee Harris has finally stepped into his own. But Malik, is this a situation where they're great, where they're elite? No. So I think that this change to Russell Wilson will keep them where they're at. I think it's a very, mid-level move. So Tomlin's thinking about winning now. And I just don't think that this Russell Wilson change takes you to a superstar level. But Malik, can he be a much better quarterback than Justin Fields? I think he potentially can.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that.
Fair.
I just feel like what Russell Wilson is at this point in time.
Yep.
And if you're talking about you want excellence, I think that's a poor way to look at it. Listen, if you're talking about excellence, if Mike Tomlin's talking about getting excellence out of the quarterback position, there's a reason why Russell Wilson has been on however many teams he's been on the last 3-4 seasons, right?
Yeah.
And, you look at it, I don't think that's a guy that's providing excellence for you. I think that's a guy that's providing game management. the only way I can see Russell Wilson providing excellence for the Pittsburgh Steelers is if he understands that, hey, I'm not on the same level of a Drew Brees, of a Tom Brady, and the reason why I bring those names up because those are guys that Russell Wilson has talked about in the past that he feels like he's on the same tier as, where he feels like he can lead his own team, where he feels like he can be the lead man in charge. And I think being able to look at yourself in the mirror and be able to say, hey, I'm not that guy that I portray to be. I think that's important. And maybe for Russell Wilson's brand of football, right? You go back to his Seattle Seahawks days when they were winning a lot of football games. It was a lot of the handoff to the running back, but being led by a very good defense, elite defense at that, who were able to get you the ball back and allow you to, again, play a very pedestrian-esque type game. The fact of the matter is the quarterback play that the Pittsburgh Steelers have been getting recently has been better than the quarterback play that they've gotten the last couple of years from a Kenny Pickett. Justin Fields has been an upgrade over a Kenny Pickett, right? He does also provide the ability to extend plays with his legs and also makes things happen with his legs when plays start to break down. I think going to a Russell Wilson, I think you lose that a little bit. I think you're getting a guy who probably is a better thrower of the football at this point of his career, but I think you're losing the athleticism. I think you're losing the ability to make big plays happen with their legs. And I think it's a mistake.
Yes.
I think it's a mistake. I think this is how you throw everything sort of out of whack. I think this is how you get guys uncomfortable. You throw things out of whack and you find yourself in a situation in which you're like, wow, okay, how do we move forward from here?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I definitely think it's a self-induced situation. So if it doesn't pan out or if it doesn't work out, I think Mike Tomlin has nobody to blame but himself. But I think right now we're sitting at 4-2. It could be worse. You could be 2-4. You could be winless, right? It really could be bad. It's not like Justin Fields has been everything that the Pittsburgh Steelers had hoped to see this season. So far, early returns. He's been everything that you would have hoped as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, as a coaching staff. He's been everything that you would want him to be. You want a guy that's not going to turn the football over. He has one interception.
Yeah.
You want a guy that's going to be able to move the offense. You want a guy that's going to be able to extend plays with his legs. This is crazy. I understand Russell Wilson is healthy, and you know what? Tough shit. It happens. We've seen people lose their jobs because of health.
Mm-hmm.
We have. And we've seen the starter go on, to continue to win games. But to pull the plug on a guy that has literally brought you to 4-2, you're literally right there in your division. You're second place in your division. You're sitting good. Yeah. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me.